You write, a dear friend's husband is dying. I want to be of support. What is the best way I may support her? Maybe you can support her, Maria, with your simple presence. Not with your thinking, not with your ideas. Not with your beliefs. But with your pure presence, simple presence. Presence is love. It's an openness. It's a loving, listening space. Loving, open space of wholeness, of oneness. It's a restful, resting place. Not place in the physical sense. It's not stirring. It's not stirred. It does not perceive a me and another. Presence is not my presence. It's just presence that has no owner, no personal center. And that's like the ocean. It's a healing space. It's all embracing. So you share what you share with your friend from that space, from that still, peaceful space of presence. It's as if presence speaks through you in a way, through the body-mind. Whatever arises from presence, you can share with your friend. Whatever is arising from the person, the conditioned person, the personal me, you want to press the pause button on that. And you say that she's far away and I can't be physically close to her. that's okay. You can still irrespective of the distance, the physical distance, you can still in your thoughts of her allow the thoughts that to arise from presence. It's not really an allowing, it's remaining as presence. So in your thoughts about your friend, you remain as presence. You say, how do we distinguish from which is arising, from presence or from the conditioned me? Whatever arises from presence is sweet. It has no opposite. When I say it's sweet, it does not mean it's always saying yes to what's arising. It can say no, but it's still arising from a certainty. It's arising from a place of clarity, from an unconflicted space. And whatever arises from me, from the person, has a conflict in it. So you can discern by looking carefully at how it feels at a deep level within you. We think of death of the body from our belief systems. And there isn't there is no peace in our perception, in our understanding about the death of the body. There is mostly some sort of, as if there is a loss, as if something the real is dying, something the real is being lost. And we may not know otherwise. We may not be at a place of clarity about what death is, the death of the body. But it is not helpful to just continue to maintain the beliefs that you have inherited from others, from your society, from your parents, from your culture. Which is that the death of the body is my death. So in your contemplation, you may have already, or you may be contemplating what is it that dies. Because we know that whatever is born is destined to die. So bodies are born and bodies die. But we also, in our contemplation, if we contemplate to what is it that experiences the birth of a body? There's something that the body is born to something, to someone. The experiences that arise every moment, they arise to someone. They arise to I. So there is a dimension of what arises, the body, the world, body, mind dimension. And there is a dimension that does not arise. The knowingness, let's say, the awareness, the presence, that does not arise. So the body-mind goes through its body-mind cycle, but that is not in the realm of the body-mind. That does not follow the cycle of the world, body-mind. So to the degree that it's possible for you to recall that, the presence that does not come and go, the peace that does not come and go, and the degree to which you can allow body-minds to come and go, to that degree there is peace in your life. And to the degree that there is peace in your life, you can share with your friend the peace that is your experience. You don't share it by explaining it to somebody. You share it by living it. Because it is in living it that you let go of the impressions of separation. And when you let go of the impressions of separation, there is the ocean of bliss. So it's a contemplation for you. The contemplation not just of how to be with your friend, but how to be with yourself. How to be with death, the death of the body-mind. It's all interconnected. How to be with yourself, how to be the question of death, and how to be with your friend are interconnected. And how to be with yourself, you say, how to be with myself. You are with yourself as the self. Meaning you are yourself, not something that appears and disappears. the way to be with yourself is to recognize yourself. And you recognize yourself not as somebody, not as a man or a woman or a person, because these things appear and disappear, they're constantly changing. You recognize yourself as that is not in the changing realm, the changeless, the uncaused, the aware presence that right now hears these words. So you recognize that hears these words, but that is not an object, that is not a form, that is not something that is subject to conditions. Yes. So we remind ourselves over and over what is it that is real, meaning eternal and infinite? What is it that does not come and go in our experience? The peace that is uncaused, that is causeless. Hello, Ananda. You're right. It seems that freedom from body identification has become kind of old school in the consciousness community. Is it an old paradigm whose heyday is over? I heard the term heyday.
You know, it's like the day that everybody goes out on the farm to bring in the
collect
hay.
the hay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
So it's
okay.
Big deal.
Thank you. I hadn't made that connection. Is it an old paradigm whose heyday is over? Or is it still a vital aspect of being awake? I tend to feel it's crucial, and I'm eager to be totally clear on this. Freedom from body identification. Yes. Yes. Yes, the freedom from body identification means freedom from ignorance.
Mm.
Because body-mind identification is a sort of a diminution of the wholeness of being.
Yes.
To now I am a mortal body-mind, and therefore the I depends on the body-mind experience, in time and space.
Mm-hmm.
So the infinity and the eternity of I, of consciousness, of the self, is now diminished to an event in time, depending on the time span of the body, and in space, which is the experience, the sensory experience of the body-mind.
Right.
That diminution, that reduction of the wholeness of being is the unhappy dream. It is the ignorance, the misery, and the part of our desire for freedom that is dormant, that it becomes awake when there is an insight that I am the vastness of being. It is that insight that I am the vastness of being that awakens that dormant desire for freedom and becomes the actual, what we refer to as the search, the return home, the search for truth, the contemplation of this, of the self. So no, the heyday is not over.
No, let me just say, what's funny about this is I've been having some discussions. I mean, Facebook is kind of amazing. I found some of the more intelligent people in the world, you know, and having discussions. They're very deep, I think, but there seems to be a basic feeling like, oh, that was Ramana and that was old Vedanta, and that, you know, it's like there's in this whole I'm saying consciousness community. I mean, the people are talking about Dzogchen and Advaita and stuff like that, and still it seems like, oh, well, we're people, and you got to give that its due, and we're the pure awareness. And of course, it's true that the peopleness is here, and we're celebrating it by seeing each other. But it seems like the clear distinction is crucial somehow to me.
Well, it's important for you to conduct your own experiments, your own investigation. Of course, there are a lot of, you know, variety of wisdom around you, and of course it may inspire you, but above all, you cannot borrow anybody else's wisdom or anybody else's knowledge. You have to come to your own. So when you say, yes, you know, we are people, for example, then you have to look closer. What do you mean by we are people? So we can look at that right now. Why not? Because it's beautiful to look at that, because we are looking and we are investigating.
Right.
So when I say I am a person, people, I am people, I am a person, I am body, mind, what is my experience of that? So I look at that. I say, I don't know, let me start with a blank slate. So I start with a blank slate. I say, okay, in my experience, okay, right now, there is this perception. Yes, there is this perception. And then I say, okay, well, there is also, I am a person. So I say, okay, when I say I'm a person, what am I sharing with myself or with you, since we are together right now?
Right.
So I am sharing a thought that's arising to me. It's a thought that says I am a person. So I tell myself, oh, I am a person, and I share with you, Ananda, do you know that I am a person? But what I'm actually sharing at this moment, is a thought that's arising that says, you are a person. So I say, okay, I am sharing this thought. There's no argument. This thought says I am a person. Not a problem. Then I ask myself, because I am still investigating, and my investigating goes deeper. I say, okay, now this thought I am a person is arising to whom? To what? And I'm looking for myself. So I say, oh, it is arising to I. I am perceiving this thought. Okay, I'm not perceiving it like I'm perceiving an oak tree, but it's a subtle phenomena, okay, that says I'm a person. So I say, okay, this thought is arising to what? It is arising to I. What is this I? So I look, and I realize, I use the term awareness or consciousness. Oh, I've been looking at that for many years. I is awareness. presence, consciousness. But it doesn't matter. It's I, some non-appearance. The appearance, which is a thought, is appearing to a non-appearance. You see? But the non-appearance is not something I'm imagining. The thought maybe I'm imagining. Like in my dream at night, I imagine pink butterfly or pink elephant, whatever. So the thought may be an imagining, a mentation. But the I that is not a form that perceives this thought, now that is not imagine.
Right.
Yes. So I am investigating with myself. I am looking with myself in all sincerity, because I don't want to play games with myself. I really want to, no nonsense. So I say, okay, the I am a person thought is arising to I. Which I am I? Am I the I of awareness, or am I the I of that thought that says I'm a person?
Right. And that's
am
clear.
Am I two? So so the people who say, well, you are, yes, conscious, but you are also a person, I cannot accept that. But it's okay. If I don't have any argument with their beliefs. It is a freedom of freedom of speech.
Yeah, that's
but
right.
I know
freedom of ignorance.
well, okay. So, yes, let's say that as well. So you said that, not I. Okay. So for me, I say no. There cannot be two realities, two I.
Right.
Okay. So when I'm sleeping, okay, I'm dreaming I'm a pink elephant, or I'm dreaming I'm a beautiful 20-year-old girl, and all the men in the world are in love with me. Okay. I know that the reality is that I am this dreaming, this sleeping person, and all these dream characters that I believe and feel that I am are not what I am. So I may also have a feeling, wait a minute, I feel I'm a person. Same thing as the thought. The feeling is arising and something is perceiving this feeling.
Yes.
Yes?
By the way, just a digression for a moment.
Yes.
It occurs to me that for some time now, I never feel that I'm actually the character in the dream. I always feel there's a dream going on, and look at this, I'm flying, you know what I mean? And I kind of wonder, because this contemplation is not that normal, sometimes I think that's how it is for everyone, in a sense. And yet, do people dream and think that they're while dreaming, think that they are the character? It seems that I used to do that as a child, and then wake up.
Or you mean in the night dream?
In a night dream, yeah.
Yes.
Well, and it's the same for the daydream, really.
Yeah. I would say that in the daydream,
yes,
in ignorance, we feel and we believe and that we are a character, this person, this male, female character. And I would say the extent to which we believe that and feel that in the waking state, we also, to a certain extent, believe that and feel that in the night dream state.
That makes sense to me. Yeah. Sorry, I didn't want to put you off track.
No, it's okay. In a way, I sort of lost track of your question, but
no.
Let's see. What was your question? Yeah. Well, what is your question now? I forgot.
It was just, actually, I like what you're saying is good. It's you're saying don't be swayed by the fact that sophisticated sounding, philosophical people are still holding to a basic I am the body view, and trying to somehow interweave that with a deeper understanding.
As long as you have not come to the full revelation of the self, there is still a mixture between the absolute and the relative. There is still sometimes you are the absolute, sometimes you are the relative. There is still that, it's still not fully settled. And one of the ways the mind deals with this is to say, well, okay, so the reality is that I am both the absolute and I am also the person.
Yes.
I'm also that.
Yes.
Now, so all the philosophies don't really matter. What matters is that you are established in causeless peace and happiness.
Right.
And that no one can give it to you or take it away from you. And that no one can recognize it in you or not in you. Only you can recognize it. In fact, I would say that in time, people who are around you, who are interfacing with you, will start to feel the sweetness of your being. But people who bounce with you, who interact with you, so it's not something that is evident from the outside. But coming back to I am both the body and I am the self, it depends what people experience is. Because I can say right now to you, I am the body and I am the self, but above all, I am peace and happiness. I don't care if you be the body or not the body. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. I have no philosophical position about this. It's, the Dharma, the teaching, is only tools to dissolve the unhappiness out of your space, to bring you to the full revelation of the self, which is the full revelation of our innate freedom, joy, happiness, peace, and eternity, the infinity and eternity of the self. So you could ask your friends, are you established in causeless peace and happiness? If you are, it's beautiful. Beautiful. That's very lovely. Philosophical positions don't matter. So yes. I speak of the body as to contemplate what is your experience. Not believe I am the body, I'm not the body. Who cares? What is your experience of the body? You have to look for yourself. Your experience of the body, and that's just sharing with you, but you can look for yourself, all of you, is perceptions. You perceive heads. So you're experiencing a perception. Say this is the body as a perception. What is it that perceives? Also, your experience of the body is sensation. Sensation of the belly, of the shoulder, of the general bodily sensation. We also experience bodily sensation. That's how we know the body. To what? What is it that experiences these sensations? And we also experience the body as thoughts and images, memories. What perceives these thoughts, images, and memories? So if you imagine you are the body, you are overlooking what is it that is perceiving that? Is it not I that perceives the bodily sensation? Is it not I that perceives thoughts and mentations and perceptions? That I, you do not perceive. You perceive bodily impressions, mind impressions, but that I am, the reality of all perceptions, is not a perceived or perceivable phenomena.
Yes. somewhere I came across someone saying, I thought this really struck me. The fact that I cannot perceive myself as I would perceive an object shows me that awareness is myself. Awareness, it's myself because it's not perceivable as an object. So how else do I possibly know it? You know.
Yes, you know, right. Yes, absolutely. If you do not know it as a perceived object, then you can only know it by being it. You are
Yeah,
it. Yes,
yeah,
yes,
yeah.
yes, yes.
And that seems like a real simple
Yes,
exercise, you might say.
yes, yes. It is. It's a good one. That's a good one. But you can perceive objects, but yet you know awareness as beingness, as isness, as amness, as by being it.
Well, the mystery of the satsang thing, the satsang function, or you know, or appearance, or reality, whatever we want to call it, it is so helpful to me. So thank you so much for these ongoing
Yes, Ananda.
look into these things.
Absolutely, it's the reminders. You know, satsang is a reminder, and it's a direct reminder. It's not like some conceptual reminder. It's a direct reminder of presence, of our true self. We can sense it beneath the words. Yeah, nice to see you as usual, Ananda.
Thanks.
Okay, Lawrence, yes. Holly, okay, no problem. Isaac. Hello, Isaac. Hello, Isaac. Isaac, you write presence and thoughts being experienced simultaneously, a rare species. Yes, Ananda, Isaac, excuse me. Thoughts, nothing can be experienced without presence. All images arise on the screen. All waves arise out of the ocean, in the ocean. The ocean is, you cannot have waves without the ocean. You cannot have images without a screen. You cannot have clouds without the space of what we refer to as the sky. So yes, everything that arises, like this perception right now, is right now, this very moment, arising in presence, and it's arising out of presence. You can't pull it away from presence. You can't find a perception 1 meter away from knowingness, from presence. It's intimate, like you and your breath. You cannot remove your breath from yourself. It's intimately yourself. So yes, it is so there's such an intimacy of all phenomena with presence. But it's important to contemplate, Isaac, that all thoughts, all perceptions, all sensations arise out of presence, and in a way we could say depend on presence, let's say. But presence is complete freedom, does not need thoughts, does not need experiences, mind experiences, bodily experience. It has no problem with them. They depend on presence. Experiences depend on presence. Presence has no problem with experiences. It dreams them. Like your dreams, your night dreams, they arise out of you. You have no problem with them. They depend on you. They cannot be pink flying elephant in your dreams without you. But you can be without the pink flying elephant. You see? So there is this sort of like dependency, if you want to say, or independence of presence from its dreams. So the freedom of consciousness dreams all dreams, imagines all imaginings, without being limited, without being bound by the thoughts, the meditations, the sensations that it has. So there is a freedom, which is the freedom of consciousness, the freedom of presence, the freedom of awareness. And this freedom is your freedom. It is the freedom of awareness that I am awareness. You see? I am presence, I am this presence. Not I as a body, not I as anything, just the pure I. Pure I, pure amness is freedom, is freedom to create, freedom not to create, is untouched by its creations. It's complete freedom. It does not need an experience. It does not need anything. It is a complete freedom of the self. And that's very important to come to a certain understanding, Isaac, because then you can celebrate your freedom. Yes, you can celebrate. While before we were experiencing a dependency and a sense of limitation and sort of a need, now we can experience the freedom of the self.
Because thoughts take you away from presence most of the time. You forget about presence.
Well, let's take the thought the Hawaii is so beautiful. That's a thought, yes?
Yeah.
Does it take you away from presence?
Well, let's say a thought that makes you suffer.
Okay, so but the thought Hawaii is so beautiful, that does not take you away from presence, right?
No.
Now let's take the thought oh, I am I'm failing in my life. I need to go out and get a job and make more money, and it's not working out. Let's take these thoughts. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Now these thoughts that arise, they also arise with some feelings. There is like you feel pretty lousy, right? You feel like, you've all sorts of things that are happening in your body, in your heart, in your belly. Your face is maybe getting hot and whatever, red, and your blood pressure may be rising, you see?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now, does that take you away from presence?
When you suffer,
well, this is sort of an experience of suffering I just shared with you, like thinking such awful thoughts about myself. You could say, yes, I'm suffering. My question is, does it take you away from presence? It's a good question. I think it's a good question.
well, there is no happiness. There is no peace, there is no happiness.
Yes, true. There is no peace and no happiness. At that level, at the thinking level.
Yeah.
At the thinking level, there is no peace and happiness.
No.
But the question is, maybe is there another level? Do these thoughts take you away from presence? I agree with you. There is no peace and happiness in these thoughts. Because it's thoughts about, oh my God, I'm failing and I can't do anything. And every time I try to, improve, it doesn't work. Life isn't helping me, etc. At that level, there is no peace and happiness. But is there another level? I'm just asking this question. Do these thoughts take you away from presence?
You're asking me?
Yes. Do these thoughts that we say are unhappy at that level, do they take you away from presence?
Well, no, presence is there.
Yes, it's amazing, isn't it? You're right, presence is there. That's my experience too. Presence is there. I mean, when we thought like Hawaii is a very beautiful island, it didn't really take us away from presence. But now we're thinking, oh my God, I'm failing in my life. I'm, have no luck, no fortune in my life. And now we ask ourselves, do these thoughts and these sensations, these feelings take us away from presence? And we find that, well, no, presence is still there. So it could be that there are two different dimensions. There is a dimension of unhappiness at that thinking and feeling level, but that there is also the dimension of presence. Maybe we overlook it.
Yeah. Or we try to recognize it, or to, with the mind again.
With the mind. Yeah, but right now we ask ourselves a simple question. We asked, do these thoughts take us away from presence? It was a simple question.
Yeah.
And we sort of arrived to, no, presence is still there. So it's such a simple question. Is presence there, no matter what? And if we look, we have to sort of take the time to look. We arrive to, yeah, it's there. And that, at the relative level, there's the unhappiness. But at the presence level, is there unhappiness at the presence level? No. That's beautiful. It's so so there is a freedom at the presence level. And at the relative level, there is all sorts of dependencies and conditions. Thought A triggers feelings A, and thought B and confuses. Then there's another sensation, another feeling. Then I think about my neighbor, I don't like him. Then I think about my ex-girlfriend, and then I think about my car and about my food.
Responsibilities.
So there is a level, a thinking level, and a body mind level that is all causality. There's all sorts of causalities, like a spider web. But there is another dimension, which is the dimension of presence, that's complete freedom, complete peace. And it's not at the same level. It's not in the same realm Like, for example, like in your night dream, you may be dreaming of World War III. That's at the dream level, there is chaos.
Mm-hmm.
But at the dreamer level, you know, I walk in the room and you're just in bed, like, you know. It's really important to notice that. To notice that presence is there, maybe overlooked, but now we turn our attention to it. We notice, yes, there is presence, and that's where the peace is. And this presence is the I am. I am this presence.
Yeah.
I'm not the thoughts because they keep changing. But presence doesn't change. It's always there, you see? Thought, like 1 minute I'm thinking about how awful I am. Next thing I'm thinking how awful my grandfather is. Then I'm thinking, oh, how beautiful the daughter of my neighbor is. Then I'm thinking, oh, how great, you know, this pizza with these beautiful tomatoes and mushrooms was so good. And next thing I'm thinking, oh, gee, I wonder where I'm going to live over the next 10 years, etc. You see, thoughts, they're like 1,000 thoughts an hour.
Yeah. More.
More. Yeah. So who cares? Who cares? I don't care. It's the thought machine. The thought machine. Let you know. Okay, but presence, that's always there, and it's not something that gets more presence, less presence, bigger presence, thicker presence, female presence, male presence. No, it's just presence, and that's where the peace is. And I am this presence, you see. This, I am this peace, I am this love, I'm this beauty, I am this wisdom, I am this openness, I am this universal beingness. It's so beautiful, it's so beautiful. It's just fantastic.
Thanks, Magdi.
Yes, it's so lovely to see you as usual, Isaac. Please say hello to our friends.
Okay.
If there are any questions.
Hello.
Yes, hello.
Hi, sorry. Having a few issues with my phone.
No, say hello. Yes.
Hi, lovely to see you again.
Yes, good to see you too.
Yeah. What you were just saying actually is really interesting, because I have been noticing, I wrote something and you replied, and even in times, you know, when it's like static, not always, but you know, there's a noticing that there's it's very difficult to describe. Yeah, it's just very difficult to describe, but it's not disturbed. Absolutely not. It doesn't change. It's not even an it. I can't really describe it, but it's just a space that's, even though it's going, that's not going. Now, Isaac was just saying, you know, when the mind's going and the energetic, a lot of thoughts happen and they're not really noticed, but thoughts that have an energetic charge, where But this one, the attention gets quite taken in. And it was interesting when you were saying about life and failure and not going anywhere. It's been exactly these thoughts, actually, that have been on and off present over the last week. Very much future thinking, you know, about what's going to happen and da, 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 da. And they have such an energetic charge to them. I seem, or something just seems to get really involved with it, and it's at this point that I don't really notice the still and calmness within that. And I'm just interested to know, what is the best, how does one not get so interested in the energetic charge, especially when it's a fearful or an anxious energetic charge?
Yes.
Because something in me gets very involved with it, and then I don't like it. Then there's total resistance, and then I want to do something to get away from it, which makes it worse. And then there's almost like something inside that screams, "Enough already!" So I just wondered if you could help with that. That would be really.
Yes. Well, you know, in your night dream, like you may ask me, please help me, because there is this bear that is chasing me, and I'm running towards the closest tree, and I'm not sure that I can make it, and I keep, you know, I'm so concerned about this bear catching me, and but it's your night dream, you see. So there is a bear that's chasing you, and your heart is beating, you're pumping really hard, and you're running as fast as you can, and you don't know if you're going to survive, but in fact you are lying down in bed dreaming, you see. So how can I help you? How can I help you to not to get eaten by the bear, you see? The bear is not going to eat you. See, the bear is not going to eat you. There is no way that this bear is going to get to you, okay? There's no way that this bear is going to get to you. Now, let me go back to how you started your conversation, your question, that there is stirring, but there is an aspect of the experience that is not affected by whatever is arising. That there is an aspect of stillness, of silence, of stillness, of beingness that is not affected by whatever is arising. That's very good. But you need to understand that this aspect that is not being stirred, that is not being affected by whatever is arising, that is what you truly are. It is not something that you are experiencing.
Yes, it doesn't feel like an experience.
It is what you are. You are. Right. It is the presence, the peace that is noticing itself. It's noticing, wow, there is in my experience, there is something that is not jumping up and down going, oh my God, what's happening to me? There is an aspect here that is, it's okay. You see? So it's the peace that is noticing itself. It is beingness that is noticing itself. It is stillness and peace that is noticing itself. You are this peace. You are this stillness. You are this presence. Now, as long as you believe that this is an experience that you are having, you are going to be in the business of pursuing experiences, and part of pursuing experiences involves avoiding experiences. There is pursuit and avoidance. They go hand in hand. How do I avoid and how do I pursue? Pursue and avoid. So I'm having these energetic experiences that are arising to me. How can I be free of these energetic experiences, these energetic tendencies? The way to freedom from these energetic tendencies, is to realize that that stillness that is untouched and unmoved by those energetic events is what you are. When you go to sleep, do you worry, oh my God, what am I going to dream tonight? I hope I don't dream this. I hope I... No, you just go to sleep.
Mm.
Who cares if you're going to dream of Hawaii or Tibet, or if your grandmother... Or, do you worry about that when you go to sleep? You don't. I don't give it a thought. I don't give it a thought. I don't give my dreams I'm going to have at night a thought. Because I'm complete freedom. I'm freedom. I am freedom from these dreams. But if you do not have not come to the understanding that I am this freedom, I am this stillness, I am this undisturbed presence. If you believe that this is an experience that you are having, then you're going to be chasing. And when you chase, you are subject to success and failure. And success and failure are what you are referring to as energetics of the mind.
Mm. Yeah.
So rather than be so concerned about ending the energetics of the mind, the arisings of the mind, contemplate what is the distance between myself and this unmoved, unstirred, peaceful presence. There is a peaceful presence.
Mm.
Presence is peace. What is...
And now as I'm talking to you, it feels like it's never left, and all that other noise has just been and gone.
Yes. Yes.
But that hasn't actually, at the time it may have appeared to have left.
Yes.
But as I'm talking to you and I'm looking over it and I'm thinking, well, no, it didn't.
Yes. Yes.
Not even it.
Right. Yes.
It's just
yes. Not only it never left. It's not something that comes and goes.
No.
Like when you look at the sky and all you see is clouds, the impression is that the sky has gone.
Mm.
But in fact, it's the clouds that have arrived. The sky is never gone. The peace of presence is like that. There's an impression that it's gone, that it depends on the clouds. Or when the clouds will go, then the sky will be. You are the sky, you see. You are this presence. And the clouds can come and go. You think the sky doesn't give a hoot if clouds arise or don't. Well, it don't matter. It don't matter the shape of the clouds. A cloud may look like the shape of an angel or the shape of a dragon. The sky is unconcerned. I am the sky. I am the presence. So contemplate, what am I truly? What is the distance between myself and this peace, this presence? Yes? Do not be so concerned about the energetics. Return your contemplation over and over and over to the uncaused peace, uncaused presence that I am. I, as presence, am. The amness is presence. Yes? Turn your attention to that over and over. Only contemplate the self. Do not contemplate the repair of the mind. Okay?
Mm.
The mind will heal in your contemplation of the source.
Yeah, because that would just go on forever if you did try to do that.
Yes, right.
The mind, because it would just come with something else and
Absolutely.
something else.
Absolutely.
Something else.
Yes.
And it was today, I was lying on the decking looking up at the clouds and actually suddenly contemplating the clouds moving through the sky.
Yes.
And I'm not contemplating, just observing, how they do it. And then my eyes were shut and then I opened and the clouds had changed again.
Mm-hmm.
Something just really connected to this stillness, and it's not like it arrives or goes. Yeah, I mean, it's very difficult for me to explain what I'm trying to say.
No, it's very clear.
It's kind of always, you know, when I'm more paying attention to that, it's just now. It's not then or was. As soon as the attention's drawn to that, it's now. I couldn't even tell you where it came from. Not even it. It's a very difficult way to describe it. I'm struggling to describe what I'm trying to express.
You don't need to describe it. I got you.
Yeah, it's just here, like, and it feels like you're moving away from here, but you can't, because you're always here. You know what I mean?
Yes.
But this the tolerance now for the you know, because the seeing's not complete here. I'm aware of that, and the tolerance to the energy of the personal restricted self is it feels like it's like, right, enough already. You know what I mean?
Yes, I do.
I never noticed that in personal self energy, right?
Yes.
But I'm really noticing it when it's here, and it's almost like it kind of feels more intense than it ever did at the moment when it arises.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's how it seems to be.
Yes, I was sharing, earlier that when you are walking in the desert and you see a tree, it's like it's a momentous thing to see a tree. My God, a tree! But when you are walking where you live, I guess, and where I live, there are a lot of trees. You walk around, there are tons of trees. So in the same way, in our contemplation, there is a thinning out, the thinning of the ignorance, the thinning of the belief structures, the thinning out of the tendencies. Then every small tendency takes on larger dimensions. You follow? It feels, oh my God, it's okay, because it's at some point, even the little tiny dust in your eye or the little pebble in your shoe, that also has to go. You see? Also has to go. And it goes because it's a natural process of the self is complete love and happiness. And it does not have any tolerance for the story, me and him and what happened to me, what will happen to me, all these concerns, all these worries, all this me in time, what is going to happen to me. Consciousness, that's not happy. Consciousness is pure happiness, love, joy, peace. And so the tolerance for unhappiness becomes more and more finer. It's finer, and the radar becomes more and more precise, more and more fine-tuned, until you find yourself no longer interested in the me story, me in time, me in the past, my neighbor, her. You sort of, all that drops away. And it's just the peace and the happiness is there, tranquility. The mind, on occasion, there is a little hiccup, but no big deal. It just dissolves in the space. Because we recognize that fixing the mind is too crazy. We say the heck with it.
Have a bloody good try, though.
We've tried enough.
Enough already.
Yes.
Enough already.
Yes. Right. Yes.
Get this sense of the peace and the stillness, and that in relation to it.
Yes.
Bomb going off, and where did that come from? Woo.
Yes.
And yeah, But it's just, again, you know, for me, it just feels, I just need to trust that everything's going exactly how it needs to be.
Yes.
I don't need to be thinking about anything. It's unfolding as it needs to unfold. And
yeah, so the energetics arise when we forget. Sometimes we forget that God is taking care of business. We interfere, and then there is this. When we interfere, there is a slap on the hand, you know.
It feels exactly like that when there's a lot of trust, and it's not, you know, a lot of faith, and it's not even a hope. It's just a, you know, you don't need to worry about any of it. It's okay.
Yes.
And when that's real, and it's not an intellectual thing, when it's a real thing, everything's smooth. And, you know, but as soon as the mind gets involved in it, saying, oh, you know, oh, you're gonna, well, I'm not even gonna list the stuff. It's
no, don't. It's okay. We know that story.
And then it starts babbling on, and then I absolutely feel like it. You know, I get a slap. You know, it's like, wait, come on, that's enough.
Consciousness loves you, so it slaps you when you're being a bad girl. Okay, lovely talking with you. Yes, thank you. Beautiful. Thank you. Yes. Hello, Lee. Okay, yes, you're right. Nice analogy about the tree in the desert and the thinning out of the tendencies. Yes, Lee. Yes. Okay, well, okay, Yona, thank you all for your lovely company. Very, very beautiful.
Thank you, Magdi.
To be with you all. Okay, Lee, everybody, Isaac and Maria and Ananda. Yes, same to you. Love you all.
Thank you. Good night.
See you soon. Goodbye.